not. There we go. That's a. Oh, these are both decent hooks. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. That looks like something's down here too. Decent hooks. Decent hooks here. What's going on, Santi? Yeah, it's messed up, right, Charles? Yeah. Yep. You know, I think it's trying to throw shade at like how like healthcare is just unaffordable for a lot of people these days around the world. Baseball size hail. Baseball size hail. And a possible tornado on the ground heading towards Atlantic, Iowa. Atlantic, Iowa. That nadir might be on the ground. Let's get a better look at this. It looks like it is. There's some rotation. Yeah. If you're in Lewis or Atlantic, Iowa, get in a bunker, get to the bottom floor of your home, most interior part of your home, in a closet, away from windows. It was well down here, although I think this already probably passed you. Tabor, I don't know how to pronounce that. Randolph, Imogene. Oh my God, these towns are tiny. Town Hall, oh my God. These are so small. This also, there's some good rotation on this as well. Let's look at our correlation coefficient for these. A little bit sloppy there. This looks to me like we may have something right there on this northern storm. He's saying, geez, all that lightning. Look at that. Yeah. Stuff is moving out east. Interesting little, some interesting cell formation up here to the north. We're going to have to keep our eyes on this too, guys. Any storms coming from Michigan? It's going to be in the 70s tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, we got a risk zone out there for Michigan tomorrow. I don't think it's been upgraded yet, but we may see an enhanced move up into this region tomorrow for portions. We'll see. It's a little bit conditional. Cap still doesn't want to completely break, but it's possible. Large hail. You know, this looks like it would be a monster tornado, but based on this hook and inflow, and I think there is a tornado on the ground, or at least maybe not connected, but whipping some stuff up. But when you go and you look at our velocity, there's a little bit of friction in here still. Though that's actually looking pretty tight now. 80 mile per hour winds down at the surface here. Let's see. Let's look at our storm relative. 100 miles per hour. These are pretty strong winds here. I think this is... Look at this. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see that? Do you guys see that? That's a tornado on the ground. That's it. That's it right there. That's it right there. Oh my gosh. Hold up. Hold up. Oh my gosh. I can't keep it up. Wait. Matt, answer your phone. Look at the tornado. Matt, look at my stream. You can see the tornado. They're staring at it on Radar Omega. The guy who's who is it? It's in front of him on the screen.
Is it Ryan? Hold on a second.
Oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get it pulled up here. Hold on one second.
It's right to his right. He's looking at it. He's looking at it. It's massive. It's the southern one.
Yeah, the southern one's crazy. Oh my gosh.
He's looking at it. No, wait. Wait for it. He had a really good view. It was right in front of him. Wait until he gets past the trees. You could actually see it went across the road in front of him. You could. It's huge. It's huge. It went across. Yeah. Yeah. See it? It went across the road in front of him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He's like, I can't keep it up for too long. So. Yeah, I can't keep it up for too long, guys. I don't have permission to use this video.
Yeah, we can't show it, guys. That's
Unfortunately, and I'm trying to get permission for the future, but I don't have it yet. So there's a massive wedge tornado right here. You see that, dude? That's crazy.
It's huge.
Oh my god. Okay, I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, I know you're good, bud.
You gave your chat a little view.
I could try it.
Just you can pull it up for a few seconds. Nothing will happen. You just can't keep it up.
Seconds? All right,
Yeah.
I'll do it. That's fine.
All right. See you. Yeah, chat. Unless you get permission, they can take my stream down if I keep it up too long. But this is a massive, massive wedge tornado. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. This is in Iowa. And it is heading east towards Randolph. It's heading east towards Essex. Hopefully it stays just to the north of Shenandoah. Shenandoah? Yeah. Massive wedge, guys. It looks like we do have a tornado on the ground up here to the north as well. Yeah, there it is. Tornado on the ground up here as well. That's probably your correlation coefficient right there. It's small, but let's take a look at the velocities around this area. Look at this thing. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. You know, hard guys. They'll see a tornado one out of every like 10 chases, and he just saw a wedge go across the road in front of him in Iowa. This is Radar Omega. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's big, right? Charles, MK, what's going on? Little one is in bed. Yep, he's sleeping. I can't believe this. Crazy, the view. Look at the hail now. Here's the hail coming down on him. Oh my gosh. For anyone who just joined the chat, this guy just saw a massive wedge tornado go across the road in front of him. He just watched a huge wedge tornado go across the road in front of him. I don't know. Tornado that big, I'd have to think it's at least an EF3. And it's heading through Randolph out to the east towards Essex, Iowa. Yeah, I can't show it for too long. I don't have permission to use this yet. So you have to get permission, which is a little difficult, which I'll try to get in the future. But yeah. But it's not on screen right now. They're going to get another angle. He's watching for this tornado as well. I don't think he has this in view yet, but there's another tornado up here to the north, moving to the north of Griswold, Iowa, out towards Lewis, Iowa as well. So this stuff is heading east. You know, these storms are heading east. So Des Moines, you know, this is going to be a late night thing for you guys. Hopefully the stuff stays to the south. No. This is Radar Omega. Kathy, what's going on? I appreciate you. Okay. We have there it is. We were just talking about the storm up here, ping pong ball size hail. So this is capable of producing a tornado as well to the north. We're seeing some more potential thunderstorms flaring up here to the north, closer to Des Moines. So we got to keep our eye on that as well. We've obviously already seen 2 decent tornadoes being produced with these storms. This one's still pretty big on the ground. Look at this hail. Look what this guy's driving through. Big. Big wedge tornado heading towards Essex, Iowa, guys. I was on earlier and then I got back on, so I don't know how many tornadoes have touched down, but I've had a decent amount of tornado warnings. I'd say 4 probably, yeah. More than 2. Although some of these are same system, you know? Same system will put down a tornado, pick it up, and put it back down. Sometimes. So, you can count it, but yeah, this thing's big. This thing's big. Yeah, he's caught in the hail core here. His windshield's cracked, you can see it. Massive hail falling on him. His windshield's cracked. He's in a really bad spot. He needs to basically stop driving right now. He is in this hail core. It's lagging. He's in this hail core right here. That car is toast. Let's see if we have a better visual on this yet. Not a great visual yet. Man. There, you can see the tornado when it flashes out ahead of him. But he's trying to catch up. Yeah. Do you think the Mid-South will see any of these storms? Well, yeah, tomorrow our tornado chances shift here. You can see right there. Our severe weather chances, but there'll be some tornado chances with that as well. But this is what we're watching right now. You know, I think they might want to expand this tornado threat out to the east. I said that earlier. I said I don't know why they don't have that a little bit farther out east towards Des Moines, but this might be the time to expand that percentage. This thing is still cranking. Oh my gosh. Oh, huge hail. There's the tornado. There's the wedge out ahead of him. He just can't keep following it. The problem is, guys, here's the tornado. Here's the massive hail core. He's following the tornado in the hail. He can't keep doing that. His car is going to be toast. So he's going to have to take a road south and follow it, or he's going to have to take a road. He can't take north. There's hail up here, rear flank and downdraft. So he's going to have to take a route like this because he's trying to catch up, but he can't. He's just driving in the hail core. Look at this. So he stopped because he can't. His windshield's cracked. But yep, he did see we watched on stream a massive wedge tornado go across the road in front of him. It was gigantic. I don't know, quarter mile wide maybe? Maybe bigger. This guy still doesn't have a visual. Up here to the north, but this is moving east. Sorry, I have a cough drop. I keep coughing. East towards Cumberland. Out towards Greenfield, Iowa. This is heading east towards Essex and Shenandoah, Iowa. This is Radar Omega. Let's see what's going on velocity-wise with this storm to the north. There's some rotation here as well. So if you're in these cities out to the east of it, Correctionville, Holstein, Ida Grove, Sac City, Rockwell City, pay attention. We could get some rotation on that as well. Oh my god. Oof. No problem. What app am I using? Radar Omega. Yeah, I'll fix it, Snipes. Don't worry. I don't like when I get a lot of trolls who come in and start promoting other channels, which is like fine for people to promote other channels, but it gets obnoxious in my stream, so I just couldn't tell. A lot of moderation that has to go on to keep streams from getting wacky, but I'll fix it in a little bit. How does hail form even? though it's like 70 out. Yeah, but it's not 70 up above your heads. Hail forms because you get extremely strong. No, yeah, it's all good. I just thought you might have been one of those people. I didn't recognize it, so I'll fix it. Yeah, I appreciate you coming in YouTube and telling me. I don't want to do that to anyone who's here in good faith. Hail is caused by when you have extremely strong updrafts, and rain is falling. Rain is falling, and it gets caught in these updrafts, and it gets shot way high up into the atmosphere where it's below freezing in the upper atmosphere, up near your 200, 250 millibar, up near the stratosphere, and it freezes. And then it freezes, that raindrop that's frozen, the little tiny hail, pea hail, falls again, and it gets caught. And if the updraft's strong enough, it can take that even ice and pull it up again. The stronger updrafts you have, the more trips that piece of ice takes back up to the freezing portion of the atmosphere. So the stronger updrafts, that water can go back up there 20 times, and the hail continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's finally heavy enough that the updraft can't pull it up anymore. When you have a strong updraft, these water droplets are taking 20 trips up into the upper atmosphere, and they just continue to turn into bigger ice until they're too heavy for the updraft to affect it. If you have a weak updraft, they might only take 1 or 2 trips, and that's when you get a little tiny pea hail. This is a crazy inflow on this thing. Yeah, look at these winds. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's look at the velocity on this. Guys, this is massive. This is an even bigger wedge tornado now. This is a huge wedge. It looked like it was a quarter mile wide when it went across the road. This is even bigger. Here, let me do something real quick, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. Again, let's set it out east towards Essex, Iowa. This is a big wedge tornado. Give me 1 second. One second, guys. Okay, sorry. My allergies. Okay, so otherwise, some meteorologists are using it. Otherwise, apparently, it's not behind at all and doesn't have server issues. Yeah, Radar Omega is just typically the smoothest right now. I'm gonna move, I think, permanently to WSV3 when the new version comes out. But we'll see. I may have early access to it this summer. I got in contact with the programmer, the founder of WSV3, and I may be able to get early access to it. Maybe not, but I may be able to. I had a discussion with him on the phone too. It was a really cool dude, and that software is going to be incredible, and that's what I'm looking forward to switching to. That new version, it's going to be completely different than the old version of WSV3. It's going to be, I think, the best software out there. What about Omaha / Council Bluffs? Well, the worst weather is past. The worst weather it's in Iowa. We're not expecting too much back here anymore. Oh, your severe weather should be done for tonight in and around Omaha, really in Nebraska. Chicago has continued to uptrend. It's looking a little bit more dangerous tomorrow. There's still a potential that we don't have a cap that breaks or that the storms initiate to the east, but I'll go over that in a second. Here, let me fix this real quick. Let me fix this real quick, guys. 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. 1 second. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Where the heck did it go? What does the red mean? These are tornado warnings. Massive wedge, baseball-sized hail down here heading out towards Essex, Iowa. This tornado is a little messy. I'm not seeing much. Look at this thing, guys. Oh, my gosh. Look at these velocities. Oh, my gosh. This is a massive tornado, guys. This is huge. Like I said earlier, if you weren't here, we saw this person right here watched this tornado go across the street in front of him live on the stream, and it was a massive, at least quarter-mile wide wedge tornado. This thing is gigantic. That's why I'm focusing on this right now. It's gigantic. Look at the radar signature, guys. It could be stronger than an EF3. It could be. We could be pushing EF4. I don't know. It's very, 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 very powerful tornado. Snipes, what's your name on TikTok? What does it mean when the cap breaks? That means your atmosphere is cooling, and the parcel of air that wants to lift all that moisture and energy up into the air is becoming warmer than the atmosphere around it. And if the cap breaks, you can get the initiation of very powerful thunderstorms very quickly. Yeah, it has a classic hook. Exactly. That's a classic hook. If you ever want to know what a rear flanking downdraft inflow. This is just a classic. This is your hail core right behind it. This is so dangerous. There's not many big cities out here, but Imogene or whatever that is. Oh my gosh, Essex. How big is Essex? You got man, I would get out of the way of this thing. This is so bad. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell people what to do, but look at this guy. He's right in front of this thing. They're right in front of this thing. Oh my God, they're right in front of this thing. It's going to cross over their section. Oh my gosh. No, this is, someone said observed or confirmed. Yeah, we watched on this stream live as this guy saw a quarter-mile wedge tornado go across the street in front of him. Clear as day. Yeah, we watched. This is a wedge tornado. We saw it with our own eyes. I'll post it on social media later. I'll post it on social media. This is in Iowa. Down southwest Iowa. Sorry, I'm not zoomed out, but I'm just kind of focused on this thing right now. This is so dangerous. This is so dangerous. These people are setting up something out ahead of it. They're right out ahead of it. They are right out ahead of it. We already saw it once. I can't pull this up for very long, guys. You need permission from each storm chaser. So that's something I'm working on getting. To at least to play it on stream. I pay for a subscription to be able to watch it. If I was off stream, I could keep it up, but I can't keep it up on stream. So I have to get permission for that. This guy's following the tornado. Are hooks always that big? No, this is a gigantic hook. This is a wedge tornado. This isn't a normal little skinny tornado. This is a wedge. So you got your tornadoes sometimes that are little skinny tornadoes, and then sometimes you have here's your clouds. You have your massive wedge. That's a bad drawing. Massive wedge tornadoes. When we say wedge, I'll show you what I mean. Like, wedge tornadoes are gigantic. Like this. Let's see. Let me see. I'll switch for you real quick. I'll put it on. These are like wedge tornadoes. They're gigantic. These tornadoes that are just like they can be quarter mile, half mile, 3/4 mile wide. They're not these little skinny tornadoes. They're gigantic. Sorry, I was just showing them on the TikTok side. All right, let me get back to radar. Yeah, confirmed PDS. Yep. Has this not been PDS for a while? Yeah, observed. Wow. Yeah, PDS. Yeah, yeah. You know, I think that if this were headed towards more populated areas, I think this would be a tornado emergency. Potentially. I think this would be a tornado emergency if this were headed towards a more populated region. Can you see it? There's the tornado. That's it right there. Might just be the wall cloud. It's tough to see, but it looks like that's it. Yeah, there it is. It's a giant wedge. It looks like what they did is they put their cameras down. They put their cameras down to record as it moves over. We'll see if it continues to hold its steam. I don't think it's record breaking. But, well, for Iowa, maybe. Well, no. It's a very, very, very strong, powerful tornado. This is not something we see every day. Southwestern Iowa. We're in southwestern Iowa. They put their cameras down right in the path of this tornado. And I think they're probably booking it to the north. There it is. Oh my gosh. Are they going south? They dropped their camera and they're going south. Oh my gosh. Iowa had an EF4 last year in that area too, I believe. Greenfield. Oh, wow. This is just terrible. This one up here is weakening, which is good. I would still be in a safe spot if I was out in Cumberland, Iowa, or Massena. But, yeah, Greenfield's right up there to the north. This is just super impressive. And this thing's about to go right over these cameras they set up. Why are they driving? I don't like the direction they're. Why wouldn't they go north? We're seeing favoring a slightly southern track. They're going south. Are they just going to drive down this way? There it is. There's the tornado, guys. It's huge. Big boy. Massive mesocyclone. Velocities are just short of the... okay, stop spamming. Yeah, velocities are just short of tornado emergency. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at this thinking... It's got to be real close to being a tornado emergency. Tornado emergencies are super rare. Look at this, 150 mile per hour. Now, it's probably stronger than this. That's just a recording we saw in here, but winds are over 150 miles per hour. Winds in this thing are likely pushing 250 plus. I think winds are probably pushing 250 plus. This is, yeah, look, 170. This is just a random reading here. Yeah, oh, they're not going to go west, are they here? They're going to go south, right? Oh my God, this thing is crazy. You see, they went south, but it looks like the tornado's tracking south to me. Guys, southwestern Iowa. Essex. It's about to pass through Essex. North of Shenandoah. I don't know how to pronounce it. Clarinda. These are smaller towns. Villisca. Stop spamming. Suze, Kathy, I appreciate you guys. I just want to see this thing pass over. I want to see this thing pass over this. Their cameras. It's right there. You can see the whole tornado. It's right there. Look, they're driving directly at it. They're driving. They're driving directly toward it. I don't know. I don't think it's an EF. I think we could get an EF4 rating. I don't know if it's going to be EF5. It's definitely a wedge. We saw it on stream pass right in front of this guy. This guy, the tornado passed right in front of this guy on stream. I have it. I did it on stream, so I can pull that footage later. I saw it on stream. This is Radar Omega. This is super impressive. They're driving right at this thing. Yeah, that's something we haven't looked at, the CC drop. See, the CC drop is massive. Why is it massive? Because it's a wedge tornado. Typically, I would look at this, guys, and I would say, this is hail. This is hail. This is just hail. But we saw the tornado pass right in front. We saw the tornado on stream. One second, guys. 1 second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Snipe, what's your TikTok name? Des Moines in an okay spot right now. Des Moines in an okay spot right now. Let's look if they have this on here yet. Yeah, I don't like where this guy is. I don't like where this guy is at all right now, guys. I don't like where this guy is at all. Let's go back to our velocities. 1 second. Let's go down to... I'm hoping this thing is weakening, but we're still seeing 160 plus mile per hour winds just on storm relative velocity. So they're going to be higher than that. It should be right here in front of them. It should be right here in front of them. I don't like where they are. Yeah, I wouldn't say it, Jack. Twist X situation right here. I hope not. I don't think so. These guys know what they're doing, but I don't like the location that they're in. It's a little bit sketchy. They're setting up more cameras, it looks like. They are. They're setting up more cameras. This is what they're setting up right now. They're trying to get their tornado to move right into their cameras. Here he is. Here he is out ahead of the tornado. Oh my God, dude. Get out of there. These guys need to get out of there. Jeez. Sam Clary. Appreciate the follows, guys. Reed's catching up to it. Okay. Yeah, Essex. Well, Essex might be just to the north. I'm hoping it's just to the north. But it's going to be close. Did they get these cameras down? I think they realized their original cameras were too far north and they wanted to place these down, and now they have to run. That's what happened, because they have these up here. They have these up here, and I think they thought, yeah, we might have missed this thing too far to the north. That's the tornado down here. So we'll see. This tornado might go right over this. I want to catch this on stream, so. Yeah, they have this as a PDS, particularly dangerous. Oh, tornado emergency. You're right. They just labeled it tornado emergency. Damage threat catastrophic. Tornado emergency. Oh, boy. One of the most rare, if not the most rare, severe weather warning that you can get. It is. You'll see a handful of these a year. Tornado emergency. Sometimes you won't even see one. It means it could be an EF5. You can't confirm until after. When we were saying F1 to F5, F0 to F5, they would say while the tornado was going on. EF, enhanced Fujita scale, means they need to assess the damage after to determine if it's an EF5, but it might be. Tornado on the ground, yes, this is a massive wedge tornado, likely at least an EF4. We saw on stream, Yali, we were looking on stream as this wedge tornado went across the road in front of this guy. Went directly across the road in front of him. Massive wedge. I think there was a tornado emergency on April 2nd as well. Yeah. Tornado emergency means this is the most damage. This is the most dangerous. You go from a watch to a warning to a PDS warning, particularly dangerous situation, to this is the most kind of devastating warning you can get. This damage threat potential from this, catastrophic. So if I were to read this, and it's kind of scary wording, but you're in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. It's the most dangerous thing that you can be in is a tornado emergency. Let's see if they pick this up. There it is. It's so dark. That's the tornado. It's a giant wedge. You guys, it's hard to see it because it looks like it's just a gray wall. It's a giant wedge tornado. Could be a half-mile wide. This is the entire tornado right here that we're seeing. It's a huge wedge. You can see some clear sky out here. It's a huge wedge tornado. They're booking it from it. Yeah, it's extremely rain-wrapped. It's extremely rain-wrapped. This is so bad. I hope no one is affected out here, but luckily, this is a very, it looks like, unpopulated area, but there are people who live out here. This thing is super rain wrapped. It's right there. These guys need to book it. Oh my gosh. We'll see if these cameras get pulled up. See it? See it? There's the edge. See the edge? Here's the edge. That's it. You see it when it flashes enough? That's it. There was a 140 plus on velocity. Well, we saw a 175 plus. I saw a 175 plus while I was pulling this up on here. Also, the velocities are always under. It's always under projected on here. If you see a 175, it's probably 250 plus in reality. To me, we may be starting to see a minor weakening. The atmosphere is becoming a little bit less unfavorable, and I'm really hoping that's what's happening. I know these guys are probably like, we're still seeing 100 mile per hour in portions down here, near 100 mile per hour velocity, which means it's going to be much more than that. You can see 102, 105. So that's probably pushing 107. That's probably pushing in reality up towards 180. It's getting congested in here. You see how the inflow is getting choked off, meaning this thing is probably weakening now, which is the best possible thing that could happen. Oof, these cameras getting beat up. It's hard to tell what's happening. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Yali. Let's check out. Let's see if we can see what's happening on here. The tornado's on top of this camera, so we'll see what happens with that. Let's take a look at this one too. There it is. Oh my gosh. There's an outline here, and there's an outline here. The problem is how rain wrapped it is. Later, I'm gonna post the video of this wedge tornado going in front of this guy, in front of the storm tornado chaser. Ariel, Will, Tessa, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, this is Iowa, guys, southwestern Iowa. Look at this. Let's see. I hope this thing is weakening. It looks like it may be. Are they watching it? Tornado emergency still up. Again, this is just went through Essex, headed out east towards Hepburn, Iowa now. This is in southwestern Iowa. Catastrophic damage threat This camera looks like it's surviving, which means it might have crossed just to the north of it. Which is interesting. It's getting... its inflow is getting choked off, so I think this thing is weakening now. Jeez, the thunder. I mean, the lightning. Let's take a look at the velocity one more time in the CC droplet to see if this thing is weakening. I think they called it a tornado emergency too late because we saw a massive wedge trek from here to here. Massive wedge, probably quarter mile, half mile wide wedge tornado through here. It does look like it's de-intensifying a tiny bit, but we're still pushing over 100 mile per hour just on the velocity radar. Essex is still recording over 100 mile per hour velocities. Let's see if we can get back in here. It's a very rain-wrapped tornado. Let's pull this up real quick. Yeah, tracking parallel to 48 East. So it's tracking right here. We'll see. I think this thing was at least an EF4. It's in a minor weakening trend right now. These things can weaken and re-strengthen, but it's still likely on the ground and completely rain-wrapped. This camera survived. So let's look at this one more time. Oh. Oh, it's a little bit. It may be a little bit farther up north here. This thing's getting hit. This is Radar Omega. This was already intercepted by this dude down here. This dude intercepted it. We saw the tornado cross the road in front of this guy down here. He tried to chase it, but he was caught in the hail core behind it, so he had to stop. There's baseball-sized hail. Cracked his windshield. So he had to, I said he would probably go down to the south and east. That's what he did. He had to get out of the hail core that was behind it. He couldn't keep following it from the west. No, this is a tornado emergency, not a tornado warning. This is the most dangerous. This is the most dangerous one you can have. You can see here. Life-threatening situation, flying debris, maybe deadly. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, vehicles, and vehicles are likely to be... Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. This is a very dangerous situation. Let's take a look at this one more time. Oh. Oh, jeez. This is southwestern Iowa, guys. Oh, my God. I think based on the look of this radar, I think this tornado's in here. I think it's passing just to the south of this. Yeah, we do have another tornado warning on the ground up here. It weakened a little bit, but let's take a look at this and see what's going on up here. Let's take a look at the CC droplet. This thing is definitely weakened a lot, but it is heading out towards the east, towards Greenfield. So if you're between Griswold and Greenfield, I would get in a safe spot. Obviously, out here, 100%. This thing, I think the tornado passed directly through both of these cameras. Yeah, I mean, I'll post later on my TikTok the video of the wedge tornado going right in front of that guy. I have to see if I can get permission. No, I don't think it's getting stronger. I think it's getting weaker. There was a very, very, I hate to use the word beautiful, but beautiful hook on this earlier. And if you guys want to see what that looked like, let's look at the progression of this thing. Watch. Well, I don't need to go back that many frames. Let's go back 50 frames. Watch this thing. Ready? So let's go back 21 frames. Look at this thing. This is what we were watching. This is what we were watching. This is when it crossed the road in front of that tornado chaser while we had his stream up, and it looked like it was a quarter mile, half mile wide EF4. You see that hook? You guys know what a hook echo is? That's just crazy. That is a crazy hook echo. It's really folding right now though. Oh look. Oh, the camera got thrown, guys. Or at least it fell. Yeah, I think it went right under or over this because that camera's down. So, heading out east still to the south of Villisca, headed out towards Hepburn, Iowa, southwestern Iowa still. Tornado warning dropped on this northern storm heading towards Greenfield, which is good. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning up here to the north, so we have to watch this heading up towards Hartley, Iowa, and Milford, Iowa. Tornado emergency dropped. Very good. It's still a PDS tornado, but it is weakening. This thing is weakening rapidly. Thank God. I'm really interested to see what this gets recorded at. Really interested. One second, guys. But yeah, this is yeah, no one's got a visual on it anymore. All right. Hopefully that continues to weaken. All right. Yep. And they might let this expire. I think this tornado lifted. That was crazy, guys. This is one of the most, I mean, look, this is one of the most impressive wedges I've seen in a while. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't get any more signature wedge. It does not get any more signature wedge than this. This is like, this right here, guys, is like on radar, like a perfect tornado. Inflow, feeding the storm. Rear flanking downdraft. Look at this hook. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when we get the storm reports back. Well, I'm not too worried about Villisca anymore. I would still be in a safe spot if you were out there. But this thing has fallen apart. It can. Sometimes they do go through a rebuilding or organizing process, and they can get themselves back together. So if you're out ahead of this, I would still be in a safe spot. How am I lagging? Wait, how am I lagging? Like, wait, chat, am I lagging? I don't know. Oh, I was? Occasionally? Interesting. Listen, I'm landing to 1,000 meg internet, so I shouldn't be. Oh, it froze a couple times? Yeah, that's weird. Very weird, very weird. All right, that thing's kind of lifting. I'm feeling a little more comfortable with this. Oh, that was crazy. Probably a TikTok issue, yeah, maybe. They did extend this thunderstorm warning out east into Corning. Corning. That's a perfect name for Iowa City. Corning, Iowa. So there's still lime-sized hail falling from this thing, and there is still a potentially a tornado on the ground. A weaker one, but this is rotation. I think there's still a tornado on the ground here, heading east towards right towards Hepburn, Iowa. Still decent velocities in this thing. It doesn't look like it's an EF4 wedge anymore, but pretty good velocities in this thing. Probably still got one on the ground there. Indiana, the threat is tomorrow, guys. I'll get off this for 1 second since we're looking a little bit better. I do appreciate the follows, guys. For anyone who's new here, I post updates on. I post literally a video every single day on severe weather updates. If it's hurricane season, hurricane updates, blizzard updates, whatever. I post every day on what's going on in the lower 48 in the U.S. And then I go live every night, or when there's a severe weather happening. I was live a little bit earlier because that's when this initiated. But this is tomorrow's threat. Okay, we might go enhanced tomorrow. We might go enhanced. There's a little bit of a capping issue here. If the cap breaks, we could see some pretty significant hail, tornado, wind events, as well as down here. I don't think there's a capping issue, but this is going to be more of conditional. We'll have to really pay attention to this. There are some long track supercells on the latest HRRR that move through this region. So if we do see that cap break, there is potential for some very... Yeah, so they extended this tornado warning out towards Villisca. I'll keep wanting to say Basilica, but that's not how it's spelled. Villisca heading out towards Nodaway. So still a tornado on the ground. Let's see. Oof, strong winds there still. He's trying to intercept again. Okay, so he's going to try to intercept that again. Okay. But yeah, really quickly, I want to show you guys the latest on the HRRR here. This is for tomorrow. By the way, this severe weather shifts even farther east on Saturday. We're looking at severe weather out here on Saturday. Slight, including the DFW, potentially out there towards Shreveport and Texarkana. And then we're looking at another severe setup through here Sunday. So we have multiple days of severe weather. Let me show you the HRRR real quick. For tomorrow's setup, what we could be looking at. Ooh, the OOZ is out. The OOZ is out. Let's look at really quickly, because this is kind of important. I don't want precipitation type. Let's do this, because I know a lot of people. I see a lot of people in chat having questions about tomorrow. So here's the 00Z for tomorrow. This is important. HRRR 00Z. This is fresh weather balloon data. Let's look at our SIGTOR parameter. What's changed? Significant. Well, it's a SIGTOR parameter, but decent SIGTOR parameter up near Milwaukee still. There's still a capping issue, which is good for you guys. But if that cap breaks, we could be looking at a 5.0 SIGTOR param, meaning EF2 plus tornadoes are possible. Surface cape 2,500 joules per kilogram, enough storm relative helicity, and 37 knot winds at the surface. You could get some strong supercells up through Michigan, Wisconsin, and around Chicago if this breaks. Let's look at this around Chicago tomorrow. The cap's not there. So, again, this is a little bit more threatening. Possible hazard tornado around Chicago. 3.5 effective layer SIG. There's a little bit of inhibition here. Convective inhibition down here right at the surface. But so, again, that could hold it back. There's decent directional shear, and there's really good velocity shear. So that's something to watch out for in Chicago. Chicago's looking a little spicier tomorrow. Let's pull this up, and let's look at the timing, potential timing. You could have some, I mean, as early as, as early as like 5, 6 Central tomorrow. 4 Central, 5, 6 Central AM. You know, the HRRR 00Z wants some supercells moving through southern Wisconsin. I don't know about that. This is looking like what it's going to be the main event. And this latest HRRR has initiation. It doesn't really have any supercell development up to the north. But it has, but again, it's going back on forth, and if the cap's going to break significantly up here in the timing of it, because these are a lot of isolated, this is a discrete cell setup, so still a big question mark on this tomorrow. It has the potential to be pretty dangerous, but it also has the potential to be a bust. Big question mark on that tomorrow. Really quickly, going back down towards the south with this thing. We are seeing a lot of supercell development tomorrow through this region. Through this region down here. Oklahoma, portions of Kansas, including Kansas City, portions of central to southern Missouri, portions of central to northwestern Arkansas, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, potentially the DFW. So that's a big worry as well. And then you can see as we go out in time, the DFW, again, this is going to be a Saturday event. Dallas-Fort Worth, we're seeing a lot of supercell, potential supercell development down there as well. So lots to pay attention to moving forward. We just got another, what did we get? Let's take a look at this. Let's see if they have a visual. St. Louis timing tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of different thunderstorms moving through. Severe wise, this is going to be super. This is potentially going to be very late for St. Louis. You're going to have a potential severe threat earlier in the day. It's going to be evening and on, and then through the morning, through Saturday morning. Tomorrow evening through Saturday morning. There's a weird. Sorry, I'm looking at Pivotal Weather. There's some storms that want to initiate in the evening time, and there's some that want to initiate really late in the night towards Saturday morning around St. Louis tomorrow. Yeah, at 3 p.m. you'll probably be ahead of severe weather. You could get a thunderstorm, but likely not severe that early. Will, Tessa, Sam, Scooter, Andrea, Pam, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, since he got kind of pulled out of this Saturday threat, as I was talking about this in one of my other streams, that we might see this, or that I didn't expect this slight to do much up here. You kind of had west to eastern moving storms. There was not much northeastern movement at all, and it's harder to see a lot of rotation in those, even though we did see it tonight. And a lot of times you don't get as much moisture pulled up into the region, so you're under a marginal. You're only under a marginal Saturday. It's not too bad. I'm from Omaha, and I was driving to Kansas City and saw the wedge tornado at its start. And that's pretty crazy. Yeah, developed right out here. That's pretty wild. Yeah, we saw it on stream. We actually saw the wedge tornado cross the road in front of this guy on stream. So I'll post that later. If I can. I have to see if I can. I should be able to, though. New hook forming on storm and Anita, Iowa. Tornado possible. Label on it. Anita, Iowa. Oops. Am I spelling that wrong? Oh, Anita, Iowa. Up here, you think? Let's see. Let's take a look. Little bit of a hook. Little bit of a hook. Oh, look, yeah, it looks a lot better when we get up into this. When we just changed radars. Definitely rotation up in this storm. Yeah, there's possibilities here. There's possibilities for this thing. See, this inflow is trying to get this thing rotating. There's not a ton of rotation in it yet. There's a lot of shear. But yeah, we'll have to watch that. Oh gosh, this is headed right towards Greenfield too. I think this would miss to the north of Greenfield though. Greenfield already experienced one, right? Someone was saying earlier. Yeah, was that last year? What about Lake City? Lake City what? Iowa? Yeah, there's an inflow into this. Sometimes these storms to the south can actually choke out the inflow of their storms to the north, which hopefully happens here. $half size hail. We could see something wanting to form up here to the north. The environment's getting less favorable for tornadic activity out here, guys. So these storms are running out of time just to put tornadoes down as well. They just, wait, let's see this. Oh. Is that a sideways tornado in front of him? Or is that a wall cloud? Is that the tornado right there? That's it. That's it. That's the tornado. Yep, that's the tornado. That's why he's backing up. There it is. No. Okay, he's saying it's wall cloud then. It's hard to tell what the flash is. You heard him? He said, I don't think it's... See, earlier when we saw it cross in front, it was clear. That one did look like it may be a wall cloud, so let's take another look. Okay. Yeah, it's... Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. He said he said he thinks it's more of a wall cloud, so... and he's there in person. This is Radar Omega. Yeah, we saw that thing when it was down as a wedge back here. It was crazy. It was crazy. This thing is, it's weakening, but it's roping up a little bit. I'm telling you, it's going into a much less unfavorable environment out here. I think our atmosphere is beginning to moderate a tiny bit more out east. We're losing a little bit of the rotation on these cells. Big hail still possible out here, but a little bit of the rotation on these cells. Let's take a look at what's happening in Greenfield again. This does look like, again, this is a little bit of a sketchy look out here, just to the west of Greenfield, Iowa. Wanting to put something down. So, no tornado warning, but this is obviously an interesting looking radar image here. Potential hook echo. Yeah. Yeah, this camera's gone. Yeah, this one survived, I think. Yeah, I know Greenfield doesn't need this, Brianna. Right now, though, it doesn't look like we have a slightly rotating supercell out here, or slightly rotating thunderstorm. I don't see. There's nothing on the... It doesn't look like there's anything on the ground. The problem is it has this nice little inflow pocket. It's moving into a less favorable environment, and I'm hoping that keeps this thing from putting anything down. Des Moines is in a tornado risk tonight. So, something we need to watch closely. You know, I'm hoping we're not seeing another spark up of thunderstorms up here to the north, but we'll have to watch that. This doesn't look too bad. Let's take a look at this one to the north, just in case. There's definitely some shear up here. Not a strong rotation. Not a strong rotation up there. We're concerned about this thing getting rotating. Or rotating more. But right now it's looking okay. This radar image looks very ominous, but we're not seeing much in the velocities. That's scaring me. Yeah. Yeah, I can check that out. Let me see here. Yeah, he's chasing this one that everyone's trying to see. Yeah, they can't see it on his stream right now either. I think it might have... Well, it's hard to tell. These nocturnal chases are tough, guys. They are tough. Yeah, I mean, this is hooking, but we don't see anything crazy in the velocities. HRRR tour parameters are concerning in southern Wisconsin. What do you think? They are, but there's a capping issue up there that I think may stop some of these storms from forming. That's why they don't have a big tornado risk tomorrow. But we could see that change overnight. Lee, what's going on? Lee, I appreciate you. This storm up here is clearly hooking, but this sometimes the radar can be deceiving. Sometimes it's not because of rotation. It's just the way the storm's developing. There is rotation up here. You can see the velocities clashing. Let's take a look at this one more time. He's chasing this. They're trying to chase this thing. It's weakened, but it looks like it's still on the ground. Let's look at some of these velocities here. 116. Did this thing just... No, I think this radar has to be off unless this thing just dropped something to the south. 120. This doesn't seem right. This is far to the south. Let's go to our CC droplet. Really a mess. Everyone's having issues finding this thing. Hey, is Wisconsin going to be any bad weather? We have thunderstorms and possibly severe ones. Yeah, I mean, again, it's super conditional in southeastern Wisconsin. You have good SIG tour params, but there's some issues with capping out there tomorrow. Now, I can show you. Is it just me or is Reed's stream having issues? Is he lagging? His I'm watching a stream and it's just... Yeah, it's can't really see much. There, it's going again. Here, let me show you guys. It's tough to see. No one really has a good shot of this. Yeah, so a secondary tornado formed. The first one kind of faded off, and we have a secondary one. No one really has a good angle of this thing. Reed typically can get the closest because he has a vehicle that can take it. But he doesn't have a great angle either. That's why the camera's facing him right now. Yeah, so what he was showing there, guys, is actually really interesting. If we were to take a look at what happened with the velocities, and we were to go back in frames, let's go back 21 frames. You had this was the original circulation. What he was showing was this is going to go and it's going to drop off to the north, and then we're going to have a secondary circulation form down here. So this is kind of a second tornado. The original wedge, there it goes off to the north right here. This is the original wedge. Went off to the north and it faded, and then we have a secondary tornado that's going to form down here to the south. That's what's happened over the last hour or so. And then boom, see, he's showing the second tornado down here. So we actually had a split. It roped up and then it put something else down, and it's a little bit farther to the south now. It looks like we may have something right there. See, on the map, it looks like they're facing it. They're having trouble finding it. So this is what happens sometimes with night chases. We got a good vision. We got a good view of the big wedge tornado earlier on, though. Reed Stream is having a lot of lagging issues, but I mean, you can't really blame him. I mean, this dude just is driving in a hail core basically most of the time. He's chasing tornadoes, so you're not always gonna get great service in there. Let's see here. Is someone throwing up in the back of his car? Yeah, it looks like someone's throwing up in the back of his car. From motion sickness? Car sickness? That sucks. Oh my gosh. That's Edgar, yeah. See how this thing isn't really putting anything down? It's moving into a less favorable environment. That's why. If this was keeping the same environmental kind of conditions we had back out here to the west, I think this would have put down a tornado in through or to the north of Greenfield. Luckily, it doesn't look like it's gonna. We still need to watch it, but struggling to. These guys are too far west. I think they know it. Yeah, this is the guy that you can see his cracked windshield. This is the guy where the wedge tornado went directly in front of him earlier, and then he was chasing in the hail core, and you can see the cracked windshield in front of him. These wind speeds are never accurate. We can try to get a good wind speed reading, but they're not going to be accurate. They're always a certain amount beneath what's actually happening. This has died down a lot, though, even from this standard. Yeah. Like I said, this is moving into a way less favorable environment out here. You can see the flashing on it. It's not going to give me an accurate reading right now. Let me see if I can get this to the right. Let's see if we can get this to the right. Yeah, pushing over 100 miles per hour. This is most likely pushing 120 plus. Let's see if I can get that on the storm relative velocity. 123. Could be up at 150. Could still be a decent tornado on the ground. You can see the radar is not showing that signature hook anymore. Let's go to a correlation coefficient. Pretty sloppy. It's definitely still a weakening tornado. Probably, we could still have a decent one on the ground. It's radar indicated now. They've taken it away from observed because no one is observing it currently. So that's a good sign. Nor this is radar Omega. Radar Omega. Yeah, glad to see these things weakening. I mean, you imagine this thing took this cell, earlier in the day, the HRRR had this cell moving to the north, basically through Omaha. Listen, I'm not happy this thing went over anyone, but there's a lot of people here. How is Essex? I'm on vacation. Wait, are you being serious or are you joking? A very strong tornado went just to the north of Essex. Potentially it was still EF2, EF3 at the time. We saw this thing probably EF4, EF5 wedge. It was a tornado emergency through here, including Essex. It looked like this tornado missed Essex just to the north. You can kind of see it on radar. This tornado would have been in here. It looks like this thing missed Essex to the north. You see, it kind of trekked like this just to the north of Essex, but it could be rain wrapped. Yeah, it could be rain wrapped. There's just it's getting sloppier velocity wise. Although this is well, let's see what our readings are down here. 101, 102, 100. There's still some decent velocities down here. Let's see what if we have an image here. You see, they're chasing it right here, but they still can't see it. We're trying to get an observed. They don't have an observation currently. You know, this thing lost its inflow. I think there's probably still some pretty strong winds on the surface here. We're still recording lime size hail. It's still a PDS. It's a PDS because we have high enough velocities. So we probably still do have one on the ground here, heading out towards or heading to the south of Nodaway, to the south of Brooks and Corning, Iowa. These nocturnal tornadoes can be a little bit difficult though. Let me go to 7 frames and see if we have rotation. Well, we definitely have rotation, but let's see if we can see it in the reflectivity. Yeah, I mean, the reflectivity makes me think it's up here. In here, potentially. Southwestern Iowa, guys. Southwestern Iowa. Yeah, maybe if Edgar wasn't throwing up, Reed would still be on this. Still a PDS tornado here. Still, you can still see, yeah, this is a much clearer couplet. Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to give us a very good signature of where the of where the tornado is, because that's not a tornado. But it is, like I said, I think just to the south of Nodaway, south and east, potentially out here now. Edgar's still sick, yeah. VIL. Vertically integrated liquid. Yeah, I mean it's somewhere right in here, guys. There's enough rotation here you'd expect this still to be on the surface. Here's some velocities. These are never perfect though. I don't like taking these at their word, but pretty high velocities out here still. You have a 105 reading there, although it's probably much stronger than that. They believe there might be 2, but I'm not sure. Don't want to spread false. Well, there was one here, and then it transferred into a second one. Maybe they're talking about that. They think there's 2 tornadoes in this. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. It is possible. I mean, there's still plenty of rotation in this thing. I wish we had a view of this. Reed said it was a multi-vortex. No problem, Kenya. Kenna. Southwestern Iowa, guys. Southwestern Iowa. So is he saying he thinks it's a multi-vortex right now? Because it was a multi-vortex. We had a separation of tornadoes. He still thinks it's a multi-vortex right now. I mean, there could be some truthfulness to that. Reed knows what he's talking about. So there's not exactly hard evidence on the radar of this, though. You'd have to... There's a little bit of an assumption. Earlier. Yeah. It was a multi-vortex earlier. Right now, to me, on radar, it doesn't look like a multi-vortex. Is it rare to get twins? Yeah. Well, when you have a big wedge tornado, you'll have other. It's more common. Like we had a big wedge tornado earlier with this, and you can easily get vortices within the wedge, like 4, 5, 6 vortices within the wedge. But to have two separated vortexes right next to each other is extremely rare. Typically, they're going to eat up each other's inflow in each other's space, and one's going to become the prominent vortice and strangle out the other one, basically. Same thing when two hurricanes run into each other. On Fujiwara effect, they very rarely make a super hurricane. Usually, they destroy each other. Look at that. Still a decent looking couplet there, guys. It almost looks like a hook's trying to reform right here. Am I crazy, guys? A little bit of inflow up here to the north. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. Yeah, the hook at the beginning of the tornado was wild. Let me push back. We can look at what it was. Let me get a... Oh, it's not gonna... Let me see if I can get back to it. It was on a separate radar. There it is. Yeah. Let's go back a little further. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get much more... A hook tornado doesn't get much more... Or a hook echo doesn't get much more... I mean, perfect than this. Basically a perfect hook echo. So... Yep. Basically a perfect hook echo. Perfect but scary. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, let's go to 7 frames. They were. I mean, we saw 180 velocities, but again, these do the velocities. We probably had winds over 250 in that wedge. This is Radar Omega. You guys, I have a Discord. All my subs have access to the Discord. There's updates in there. I update that thing every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and live radars, live tornado alerts, PDS alerts, tornado emergencies, flood warnings, flood emergencies. It's all set up with the NWS bot and all sorts of other stuff. So I'm trying to grow that. If you want to add me on Discord, Connor's Climate Corner HQ. I can get people in there. I can fill it up a little bit. All right, sorry. Let's get back to the latest radar. I have this on 7 frames. Why is this still going back that far? There we go. Take one more look at this velocity. Yeah, I mean, this thing is intensifying again, it looks like. Interesting. Let's see. CC droplet. Looks like it's up to the north. Potentially right there. Wisconsin's getting really strong winds right now. Well, let's look at our... I actually want to go over to Pivotal Weather for a second. And let's take a look at our low-level jet. Strong LLJ. Strong LLJ up through this region. You can see it right there. So these are your lower level winds. These are just above your head, but it's pretty strong on the surface too. So, you can kind of see this low pressure right here. Winds rotating counterclockwise. So this is pushing. You do have a strong a pretty decent low level flow to the north and to the northeast. So this will intensify a little bit throughout the night and tomorrow morning. See that? It will continue to intensify. And then you may have a little bit of a push through tomorrow evening as well, which is going to give you, the timing of this LLJ. This is what's kind of making this a make or break scenario for you guys with severe weather tomorrow. But this will continue to intensify a little bit more throughout the night and into tomorrow morning. And then this is what I'm really concerned with as we get into Saturday. I think there's a low pressure right here. And this is going to be skirting up. And we're going to have some really, really, really strong shear through this region Saturday into Sunday. Pretty decent setup for severe weather. Someone give me a visual. Still a PDS, guys. Still a PDS. Particularly dangerous situation out here. God, I said I was only going to get back on for a little bit, but this thing's hooking again. What the heck, dude? This is the... Look at this. This is the tornado. This is definitely on the ground. This is a tornado that doesn't want to stop. This is heading out east towards Holt in Lenox, Iowa right now. Afton. This is pretty long track, right? I mean, this thing was back here. This is pretty long track. Oh my gosh. This thing might have. I don't know if it was an EF5. We had a tornado emergency back here to the west of Essex. Well, we're right around Essex, and we saw the wedge tornado move right in front of our the tornado chaser and on stream. So I'll probably post that later. And I'd say I'm confident in saying it was probably an EF4, EF5. EF5, I don't know. Yeah, the EF5s are way more rare than people understand. I'm pretty confident it was probably an EF4. It looked like it was a quarter-mile wedge. Yeah, I agree, Kyle. With this type of radar, I think something's probably on the ground. And if it's not, you should be assuming it is with this type of radar to be safe. I think we probably do still have something on the ground. Right here, yeah. There's no reason to think that. I mean, there's plenty of reason to think that we could have something. This tornado's on the ground, so they took off the PDS, which is good. 14 minutes. We'll see if they let this expire, but they may want to extend this one more time to be safe. This thing looks like it did not. This has tornado possible in it now, although again, not a crazy scary signature up here. So a little bit of rotation on that, but it's not looking too dangerous either. Up there to the north, this one's still looking a little bit worse. Appreciate the follow, guys. Will Des Moines get hit really badly? Right now, there's nothing putting Des Moines in immediate danger. These are to the south. There's not a big storm out to the west, so... This thing got blown over. Yeah. I'm excited to post this earlier so you guys can see what I saw. I'll post it on my story on TikTok if you want to watch at the moment we saw this wedge tornado go in front of the camera on stream. I'll post it on my story tonight when I get off. Yeehaw! Ride 'em, cowboy. Sorry, guys. Y'all are gifted a cowboy hat. I have to do that. Yeehaw! I saw it right away. I would love Oh, Nora, thanks for the squirrel. Yeah, Dallas is, we're especially watching Saturday in Dallas, yeah. Sorry if you can hear my chewing. It's a cough drop. I would have weather alerts on, but there's nothing immediately threatening to Des Moines. We have to watch and see if this thing wants to spout out anything up here to the north, but right now it's looking okay. Yeah, she's right. I am into ASMR. Just kidding. Sorry, guys. 100 people drop out of the stream. Kansas Friday. Let's take a look at our Saturday. Okay, let's take a look at our, here's our Friday risk zone. So, we'll see if these storms may initiate to the east of Kansas City. We can take a look at our latest HRRR for Kansas. For the whole state of Kansas, composite reflectivity is our O1Z. Moving into tomorrow. See how these things want to mostly initiate a little bit eastern. Let's go back into the 00Z and see what this shows for us. Things do start to get a little spicy in southeastern Kansas. You know, potentially as early as 8 p.m. Central tomorrow. It's pretty late. This is a pretty late event. You can see up there in Chicago. Same thing. 8 p.m. Central tomorrow. We could have some strong storms moving in. You could have another dangerous situation around 11 p.m. Central. Timing is going to be a little interesting. St. Louis getting real involved. Potentially getting a squall line as early as 8 Central tomorrow, and then having a lot more development as you move through the night. Yeah. And then look what happens as we get into about 7 p.m. on Saturday. This is where our severe threat moves down here and then out to the east. So, lots to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen. Lots to pay attention to. Man, after they're done chasing these, do they just like drive forever to get home? It seems like a tough job, guys. Oh, crap. I missed that. Pam, I appreciate you. Kelly, I appreciate you. Thanks, Pam. Pamela. This is Radar Omega. This is Radar Omega. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should get a real cowboy hat and actually just put it on and start jumping in circles. We should really make it a thing. I'm going to post a video of the wedge going in front in my Discord and on my TikTok tonight and Instagram. I'm just going to pull the clip from tonight. Speaking of that, you know, are they going to extend this 9 minutes? They may. It's radar indicated. It's looking a little sloppy. It's moving into a less favorable zone. You can kind of see where we had our tornado chances out here today. So it's moving out of that 5% into that 2%. Doesn't mean that there's, I mean, you still have tornado chances out here to the east, but I may hop off. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to post it on my TikTok, Instagram and stuff. So, I got a long day tomorrow, and then I have to post another video tomorrow because I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, look at the HRRR, and I'm going to try to give you guys an update on all the severe weather, timing, how bad I think it's going to be, if the cap's going to break up here, and then I'm probably going to stream again tomorrow as the severe weather is unfolding. So maybe I'll get a little bit of rest tonight. Connor's corny, yeah. What was it said if I lost? What was the thing I said I would change my name? What was it? To Connor's corny climate. Yeah, Connor's corny climate. All right. I'm gonna get off. I would say if you're out here in Creston, even out here Osceola, I'd pay attention to this. It's radar indicated. They might let this expire. It could spin back up. The most significant tornado threat has is dying down out here. Large hail is still possible with these thunderstorms out here to the east, so I'd still watch out for some large hail and some windy conditions. But our aim is going to start to focus on tomorrow. There is going to potentially be... There's a potential for an overperformance that could bring some pretty bad... Yeah, Pennsylvania's fine. There's the potential for a overperformance tomorrow that could be pretty significant up in the... Well, here, let's... This is our 00Z severe weather. You can see across the board with our SIG tornado params. I mean, there's a pretty big stretch of SIG tours. Pretty big stretch of SIG tour through here tomorrow. With some of the most significant SIG tour being actually up to the north here, but there could be a capping issue. And then some of the other significant SIG tour we're seeing is near St. Louis. And then what I think could be the most significant is down here, just because we're not sure about the cap here. So we'll figure this out tomorrow. We'll figure it out. I'll have an answer for you. Why does TikTok keep shutting off on me today? I may have to change my sound settings. Let me go to my sound settings. It keeps shutting off on me today. Let me see. System. Advanced audio settings. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps... I don't know. Drink live. I don't know why this keeps shutting off on me today. That is so frustrating. You can't say anything. Why is this not registering? That is so frustrating. No, the biggest threat tonight is kind of fizzling off. I'd still be alert if you're in Iowa, especially central southern Iowa. But yeah, I don't know, Santi. TikTok keeps like... Since I'm using a virtual camera and OBS to record through TikTok Studio, it keeps thinking that I'm not doing it. It says, we kicked you from live because you weren't doing anything in the live. And I'm like, what? What? But it's because it's not sensing motion in the TikTok Studio app because I have a virtual camera set up to it. So, yeah, pretty annoying. Pretty annoying. I have to get off anyways, though. Tomorrow our threat, guys, moves east. Tomorrow our threat is out here. Tornadoes, wind, hail, all possible. Potentially significant severe weather up here to the north of our cap breaks. Like I said, we're also watching a section really from St. Louis all the way down here through portions of Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas. So I only got back on to say bye because TikTok Studio keeps kicking me. I've been live twice. I'm posting updates tomorrow on all of our severe weather tomorrow. Potential, and I'm going live tomorrow. All right. Peace.